Hi, so I kind of want to make this video because I was thinking about it and it kind of got triggered in my mind because I was listening to a podcast yesterday talking about skinwalkers. Never knew what a skinwalker was. I've heard about them. I always assumed it was the rake from the creepypasta thing. And the more I learned about it, the more it kind of upset me because I have a story to tell you. So this takes place in I think the end of 2009 or the beginning of 2010. Either way, it was in that time frame. So let's jump into it. So what happened was, I was dating a girl named Hope, and she was in my bedroom doing something, and I think I was in the kitchen, and I heard her scream, and so I'm just like, what the fuck? So I run in there, and I'm like, what's up? And she was telling me she heard someone knock on the window, like that. Okay, sure. Asked her what it was, and she said she opened up the blinds and she saw a big owl looking at her. I was just like, what? I haven't seen an owl before in the wild, so that's kind of interesting. It's Paris, Texas. It's basically the countryside, but it's not really. Basically is, but not really. So I'm just thinking, like, okay, strange. And it must have been like, I don't know, like the next day or 2 days after that. I don't know. I think it was the next day. It could have been the same night. I don't really remember. It's been a long fucking time. And I'm sorry I just woke up. I was thinking about this because I had a dream about it, and I kind of want to make a video about it. So we were out driving. It must have been like 2:30 in the morning or something. And the only thing I can think of why we were out is I was either getting a money order to pay my rent or we were just getting a Whataburger or something. I can't really remember, but it was one of those. So we're coming home, and I think my friend Singleton was in the car too at the time. So it was just like all three of us. And whenever we were getting up to the house, you could see what looked like to be a homeless man crawling on the ground, like army crawling. So I drove, I got maybe 20, 30 feet from him because he was right in front of my apartment area. And I'm just like, what the fuck you doing? Because the road isn't really just a road. It's kind of like a highway intersection thingy. Not really, I don't know what you called them, but it's basically a highway. So I'm over here thinking like, bro, you gonna get run over. Like, what the fuck you doing? And it must have been in a blink of an eye because I shit you not, next thing I know, it would turn into an owl, or it was always an owl. It looked like I swear to God, it was a homeless man. It was a straight up dude on the ground crawling. But it turned out, after it looked at us, it was an owl suddenly, as if like it just changed without us realizing it changed. And it flew away. And I was thinking in my head, it's like, is that what you saw? Because holy shit, no wonder you screamed. But we were all like, we all saw that, right? Like all three of us were talking about it, and sure enough, we all had the same encounter with it. That's pretty much the story right there. It doesn't go anything else other than that. Um, I never knew what it was. I never thought anything of it until I was listening to this podcast talk about skinwalkers, because there's Skinwalker Ranch, and I've known about that. I kind of want to learn more about it now. I just assumed it was, the creepypasta shit, so I never really took time to study it. But as I learned about it, they are basically Native American. Native Americans believe this to be true. Maybe not all of them. I know the Navajo do. It's basically like a dark shaman or something. They're shapeshifters or evil shapeshifters. And one of the things that they turn into are owls. It's like it's like owls, ravens, wolves, coyotes, just things like that. They cannot turn into sheep or deer, from my understanding, which is interesting because it just eliminates Goatman out of the picture. Um, but they do turn into owls, so it kind of creeped me out because Paris, Texas is basically Oklahoma, which is Native American land. At least from what I understand, the whole area is just like that kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be the one talking about all this, but I just find it incredibly fascinating. It's very interesting to me. I seem to have a lot of stories with encounters and stuff. I've had a UFO encounter. I swear to God, I've seen Bigfoot at one time because every we were on a hayride and everyone swears up and down we saw the same thing. And I always said it must have been either Shaquille O'Neal running through the woods or it was a Sasquatch. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make a story about those later on or something. I don't know. I think it could be interesting, and I'm not making this stuff up. Like I'm not doing this for views or anything, because I know this video is never going to circulate, so I don't care about that. Secondly, I've never cared about that in the get-go, and I guess thirdly, I have nothing to really benefit from this. It's just a story that for story time. What we're doing, right? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. If you have any encounters or if you have any stories or any more information about skinwalkers, let me know. I think it's pretty interesting all the way around. So I guess until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.